Hey guys, welcome back to Overtakes. This is Misfit.
And I'm Kel.
And we are here with our Week 11 preview. So we're going to dive into it in just a second. But everybody out there on YouTube, thank you very much for watching. And if you're new, hit a like, hit a subscribe, hit the bell for alerts when we go live and when we have all of our other shows up. This week's a little weird. We're starting a little early. Everybody out in podcast land, thank you very much for listening. If you could give us a rating on iTunes or your podcatcher of choice in whichever way that is, that would be fantastic. Okay, so let's dive into Week 11. This is not going to be the longest drawn-out episode. We just wanted to get some stuff up there and talk some Overwatch League. We have a weird schedule this week. I think we need to start with... Let's talk about that first before we dive into hero pools and teams. So the schedule, I'm sure you guys have seen, is spread out over 4 days, but with 2 matches each day.
Yeah.
With hero pools, I don't like that.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. So now they have a lot of these teams have even less time to prepare than they normally would have for something that they've been pretty open and
saying 5 days is not enough.
Yeah, pretty adamant that it's not enough time to prepare as is, and now all of a sudden it's just like, oh, you're playing on Thursdays. Obviously the teams that have the worst advantage on this is Atlanta, Washington, and the Gladiators, because the Valiant didn't play last week. So they're okay. I mean, but obviously they didn't know what they didn't know what the pool was until Sunday night.
Right, but also now we were talking before. It's kind of like Thursday night football with the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, it's 2 teams. So in the NFL, you play Sunday, and they're not taking teams from the week before playing Thursday. Most of the time, you're playing Sunday, and then you got 4 days to recover, learn about another team, and then jump into the games. And the games are always terrible.
Yeah. There
hasn't been a Thursday, maybe 3 or 4 Thursday night football games that have been worth watching in the last 5 years. They're generally blowouts. They're generally sloppy.
Yeah, even the games that are like quote unquote good, like where there's like a lot of back and forth and stuff, it's just sloppy.
It's back and forth, but it's interceptions and fumbles and just overall bad play.
Right.
And the play has been a little, from a technical standpoint, has been a little crazy suspect anyway with the hero pools. And now you're going to give these guys 3 days to prepare. Granted, they don't have to travel like they would have normally. Right. Unless this is a test week for this.
I'm assuming that they are testing out to see if they can warrant spreading it out, or maybe this is their plan that they're going to make it more regular on Tuesdays and on like Thursdays and Fridays, and like these are just kind of the casualties of that, because maybe they think they can get better viewership on the weekend nights or the weeknights.
Okay, but I mean everybody's at home and all that. But right now, YouTube is fueling VODs. Yeah. If and there's people that still harp on the numbers, like our breakfast sandwich friend.
Yes.
They harp on the numbers, but they're not looking at the VOD numbers. Yes, nobody watched the Chinese matches live in the United States or in Europe even, but the VOD numbers are ridiculous.
Even the one that he made an example, I think the highest peak they had, I think, of simultaneous viewers was like 37 or 38,000, but that same exact stream, the number of viewers after and views of it was over 450,000.
Yeah.
So people are watching the games, they're just not watching them live.
Right.
Like the VOD numbers, basically it's flip-flopped from what it was on Twitch. Like Twitch had a lot more people watching as the games were happening, but they had way less people viewing the VODs because most people were going to YouTube for it. But now that it's all on YouTube, less people are watching live, but way more people are watching VODs.
Right. And it's the, you know, I'm going to hang out with my people or do whatever you got to do right now. I'll catch this later. I'll watch it, I'll even watch it on fast forward. I don't have to watch all the bullshit. I can fast forward. I don't
have to wait the 3 minutes or whatever of just blank screen time in between these different matches, or like if I don't want to watch the talking or anything like that, like, which I mean is good stuff, and I highly recommend watching that stuff. But if you don't want to watch it, like I do that with football.
Yeah.
If there's a game, especially when basically during the entire 0-16 season for me for the Browns, we DVR'd every game, and we would start at like the games would start at 1. We would start watching around 2:30. And by the time we caught up to live, we were in like the last couple of minutes of the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So it was perfect.
Well, and that shows you how many ads and bullshit there are in a football game.
Exactly. And I feel like a lot of people are doing the same thing with this.
And there's nothing wrong with that. A view is still a view, in my opinion. Yeah, they're not watching it live, but they're still getting ad money and all that stuff. But back to the initial thing with the Thursday, I just don't think, and I'm not saying fair. I'm not one of those people that, life isn't fair. But from a competitive standpoint, it's not great. Is it going to be fun? It's probably going to be weird as fuck. Because first of all, 3/4 of these guys were screwing around and playing Valorant this week.
They really were.
So, I'm sure there was a point where they're like, all right, guys, turn that shit off. Let's go. But there's only so much you can do in 2 to 3 days to try and figure out something to run. Granted, the hero pool, and it's kind of weird this week, too, because you don't have Ryan, which is the mainstay.
Oh, so yeah. I mean, in between comp and Overwatch League, I mean, Ryan was like the number 1 pick tank. Like, when they were showing the numbers of who was, of like percentage played, I mean, Ryan was like, between like all 90, 3 of them, he was like, like 90%. It was ridiculous.
Ranked stats in there and contenders and all that. Like Ash was at 20%, and she was in like one game. We talked about it Sunday night. It's just weird.
Yeah,
some of that, but it's fine. But I don't know what the competitive integrity is going to be with these Thursday matches.
Yes,
it's much like the NFL running a Thursday night game. It's not a fluid game like baseball or basketball or hockey where you're used to playing, every other night, or you're playing, it's not. It's a different thing.
Yeah,
and I always equate.
Obviously, it's not as physically taxing,
but
as
mentally,
the game of football. But this is a mentally taxing game, and like the amount of strategy and like amount of stuff that preparation that these teams have to go through before each game is insane.
Yeah,
and 3 days is not enough.
No, and it's going to cause, at some point, standings weirdness. I know that I get the feel that they're trying to see how it works, and they're probably going to get feedback from the teams and all that.
Yeah,
and it's interesting. I haven't heard anybody say anything from the teams about this.
I really wonder if this is just like a one-off thing.
I think it's production stuff too. It is kind of taxing for some of the people doing the production and the casting and all that stuff, because it's a weird situation right now. Like, they're doing production out of their apartments.
I wonder, honestly, if the games in China have a lot to do with it too, because a lot of the same people that are doing that production and like putting all these things together, they have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and do those, then sleep for
take a nap.
6 hours. Yeah, basically take a nap and then get up and do 3 or 4 hours more of
later on in the afternoon.
Yeah, of stuff up until late at night, and then do that again the next day. So I really wonder if that's actually a factor.
It very well could be.
Trying to just give some relief to some of those people.
Well, and I'm sure some of the guys casting are finding it challenging to cast at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning from their apartment, screaming into a microphone.
Yeah, if all you got to do is take one look at the picture of Jake from one of the Chinese matches. He looked like he went on a fucking bender.
Yeah.
But we know he didn't. He just...
But, like...
He looked like Frank Gallagher after a fucking... after a 3-day... or like a 6-month bender or whatever. Like, his eyes were just shredded.
Yeah. Well, and then you got guys like Wolf and Achilles who are like kind of pulling back a little bit. Because, I mean... You guys have watched Wolf and Achilles. They're not quite Overwatch. They like Wolf will lose his fucking mind, but he's like reining it in because he's doing it at,
Yeah, he's in his apartment.
in California. Well, one of them's in California and one's in New Jersey.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're talking 1 o'clock in the morning minimum start time, or 3.
Right.
It's just weird.
And I believe... at least one of them lives in an apartment, so like he can't be screaming and losing his mind because he's got neighbors.
Yeah. Just knock on your neighbor's door. Hi, I'm an esports caster. Just letting you know, I know shit's weird right now, but
if you hear me screaming
at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm broadcasting a Chinese game. And people are gonna be like, the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
What are you talking... Did you just... What are your words? Like... I can only imagine...
You have the thing? You have the thing. Get away from me.
Right.
He has a high fever.
This man is clearly ill.
He said something about screaming at video games. China. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Get out of my house. I'm not comfortable with you even within 6 feet of me. You need to get all the way away from me. But yeah, I just am not down to bring it back before we're going to jump into some other stuff. We want to make this one a little bit quicker because we have a short turnaround time here too. It's just I hate using the word fair, but it's not fair to these teams that are playing on Thursday. More than Friday. Same thing, kind of.
Yeah, I can kind of be okay with Friday, but the Thursday one is what really bugs me.
Yeah, and there was...
Especially for teams that literally just played on Sunday. Like, if it had been teams that didn't play, it would be a little bit different. But I think the hero pools are what really makes it even more so. Like, it amplifies it. Because obviously we had games last year where teams would play on Sunday... and then they would have to turn around and play on Thursday, but they were basically playing the same meta.
Playing goats, just against another team.
Exactly.
Which is probably what you're going to end up seeing. You're going to see a form of the new goats.
Yeah.
The comfortable, easiest thing that they could do. Mm-hmm. Within the constraints of the hero pool. The main tank-wise, you're not going to see anything crazy dynamic, I don't think.
Right.
I mean, you're probably going to see Orisa Sigma, Orisa Diva. Mm-hmm. You're not going to see anything super fun, that they haven't been able to work on. You're not going to be seeing, like, a high mobility, like... Well, you see some teams... The teams are going to go with what they're comfortable with on Thursday and Friday. It's really what it amounts to.
Yeah.
And you could see some upsets as well just because of this. Other teams are they're not comfortable with what they're doing and they're trying stuff, but instead of screaming, they're playing live. So I fully expect Leg Day to have some good videos of failures this week.
Yeah. There's going to be some fodder for sure.
Oh, yeah. Because, fuck this guy in particular.
Yeah.
That's my favorite line that he does. Here's the real play. The wall. That's the real enemy here.
So should we dive in and just kind of do a quick rundown of the games?
Yeah, let's do that. Here's the current hero pool, guys.
Ryan, Brigida, McCree, and Widowmaker.
Okay, so we have no hit scan.
Yeah.
Well, we have hit scan. So this could be another legs week.
Could be another legs week. I really wish we could see some Pharah. I think in the Chinese games we're going to see a lot of Pharah.
Oh yeah.
Shanghai.
Shanghai for sure.
Chengdu.
Yeah.
Because anytime Chengdu can get Jinmu on Pharah, I feel like they're like, yes.
And Guangzhou will run him too.
Yeah, Guangzhou.
The Spark are a little more reluctant to run that.
The Spark are really the exception to that. I'd be shocked if we don't see it at least from some other teams too. I feel like somebody's gotta take advantage of something like that.
Yeah, and I would go with the teams that you would expect to have a good Pharah.
I would say maybe the Gladiators. They're probably the most likely of the teams that are all playing.
Yeah.
But honestly, like most of the teams that are playing, I wouldn't really see it because I don't know. I feel like if Dallas is going to do anything, it's probably going to be having Decay play either Tracer or maybe Genji. I just going full dive.
I could back up on what I said earlier. That team might not see anything fun. These teams might run dive just because out of ease.
Yeah.
Without McCree, you can run Tracer. I mean, we're going to see the Torbjorn strat because all of a sudden Torbjorn's the new Mei.
Yeah, we might see some Torb. We'll probably see some Mei still. We might see some double shield. We'll probably end up seeing a lot of double shield.
Yeah.
Like a lot of Orisa, Sigma, that kind of stuff.
Out of the comfort.
Kind of what I'm expecting. Yeah.
Out of the comfort zone. And I think that, you're definitely going to see it from Atlanta. Because they're just so good at that anyway. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Anytime they can get Gator playing Sigma, I think they're going to do that.
Yeah. And the thing is they have a good diverse set of DPS. You have Edison, Baby Bay, and Erster. You can do pretty much whatever you want.
You really can.
The Justice...
at this point, Justice are just...
They're Houston 2 months ago.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're just... Until they figure out the online thing and all that, they just don't seem comfortable on that, and they're just not good. Mm-hmm. Whatever they run, they'll probably try and run the same strats, like mirror strats or something like that. I don't know what you're going to put. You can put Corey. You're probably going to see some Hanzo Mei as well. You can see a lot of that shit going on. To counter, especially the double shield stuff when we get it. Mayhem, I have no idea. They're once again they're living up to their main city, which is Miami. You can throw Tampa in there too. They're like all the other teams. You're just like, your expectations are low to begin with, and they just deliver
somehow. They somehow deliver on that.
Paris,
yeah, Tampa. I'm still talking about your football team. Yeah. I don't care that you got the GOAT. He ain't the GOAT no more. I mean, he's still a GOAT, but he ain't himself anymore.
No, he's doing what every good Northeast boy does. He goes down to Florida to retire. You start off on the West Coast. You start off in Tampa, Clearwater. When you're in your late 50s, early 60s. Then when you get to be about 65, 70, you head over to the East Coast where it's hot, and you go down towards Boca. You would get the tropical air.
Yeah.
Anyway, and we did talk about Exy a little bit. It's unfortunate he has that neck injury and he's recovering it, because they were looking really good with him.
They really were.
I think that's a huge thing.
That's a big loss for them.
Yeah, but we're gonna get to see Sparkle sooner than later.
Yeah,
with them. So
I think we're only a couple of weeks away.
Yeah, he turns 18 on the 31st of May, and the way things are going, he's going to be like right midpoint.
Yeah,
ish, depending on how things go. The other teams, like we've talked enough about the Chinese teams and stuff like that. I think the San Francisco Boston or the San Francisco Dallas match could be weirdly entertaining
and weirdly competitive.
Yeah. By the way, we'll get into the line on this one. It's the most ridiculous line of the year yet.
Really?
tune in later on today, guys, or tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon. This is going to go up late. We're recording right now on Wednesday night. It'll be up probably around 10 or 11 whenever you guys see this. But tune in for the pick show on that one. I think this is going to be an entertaining match. I think it could scare the fuck out of some people in this league.
I really do too. Dallas is on the rise. Like they're starting to remind me of, maybe not San Francisco, but they're a young team, and they've got young players that are getting better and better as the weeks go on, as they build more cohesion. This is a team that is dangerous.
Yeah.
And
you don't want to play them
you cannot underestimate them. I don't think San Francisco will, but I mean, it's not going to be a walk in the park.
No, it's not. It could, even if it went 3-0 or 3-1, Dallas will be in this match.
Absolutely.
And wow, it sounds like, guys, if you haven't been with us for forever, we sound like week 1 of season 1.
Yeah, no kidding.
There is no way XQC is going to lose to a fucking team from Korea. Show me a better tank than XQC.
I mean, that's still one of my favorite matches ever.
Yeah. Because that had, I'm sorry, but if you guys are new to Overwatch League, go watch season 1. Go find it. It's somewhere on YouTube.
Seoul versus Dallas. It was like
Junkertown.
To be one of the most hyped games ever, because it was like the North American championship team facing
mostly
the
Envious
Korean championship team.
Yeah, it was Envious versus Lunatic High.
Yeah,
and I think it was was it Junkertown that was 7-6 or 8-6 or something
like that. I believe it was Junkertown. Yeah, that's when we got Taimu playing fucking Roadhog.
Yeah. It was just insanity.
So fun.
Yeah. Season 1, that was one of the times where I was like, okay, I kind of checked out the Apex shit, but I didn't realize some of the stuff. And that was also when Seoul was hot for like the 5 minutes of season 1.
Mm-hmm.
But
when you're just like, oh, Seoul's going to be really good, and then both of those teams were just ended up being total garbage, but no one knew that at that point, so it was hype as hell. I think the only other thing I really remember from that weekend is Big Boss Pine.
Yeah.
That was really it.
And going, oh, holy shit, I didn't realize people can flick shot like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
No kidding.
And XQC was a good tank, but not a pro player.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, I think Dallas is a little underestimated right now.
I agree. And then unfortunately, there's really nothing to talk about with the Chinese games.
It's just the same over and over again.
It's the same games we've seen already. And
whatever we say is going to go in the opposite weird-ass direction anyway. Guangzhou shit the bed this week after having a really, good weekend last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, Vancouver's off in that region, the Asian region right now. But, I guess they put him back in and then give him a week off just to get back into the feel. Because they did that with the Chinese teams, too. The other 4, they played 1 week and then they all were off. So, I don't know. But at least as wacky as those 4 matches are going to be, they're entertaining at least.
Oh yeah, they're always fun to watch. But yeah, there's just really not much more we can discuss until the games happen. We can only speculate so much on how it's going to go. Probably, I'm going to assume basically that Shanghai is going to come out with probably 2 wins.
Which means they'll go 0-2, because I feel the same way.
And other than that, it's probably just going to be trading wins. That's pretty much where it's at.
When the dust settles and we get back to as normal as we can get to, where teams are playing each other from other regions, all the fucking Chinese teams are going to have even records except for Shanghai.
Mm-hmm.
because we talked about before, Shanghai seems to be better coached, has a little bit more consistent play from just across the board. I think they adapt and learn a lot better than some of these other teams do. And they just are vastly better than I estimated them at being.
Yes, agreed.
All right, guys. So that's going to do it for the preview. A little shorter than normal, but we wanted to get some stuff out there, talk about the matches. They're going to be spread out. They're going to be not the most, the best played matches, but they're going to be fun. And the first couple days, with this hero pool and all that stuff, and then we have our normal slate of weekend matches. We're gonna be out a little earlier this Sunday, just because all the matches are over really early. We just want to give everybody a chance to watch the VODs that are in America, because let's face it, we're not gonna. Most of us aren't gonna get up at 3:00 in the morning.
No,
unless you're in some kind of essential service. Essential
overnight
job
thing.
Yeah, kind of like
day off.
Yeah. I'm on a day off on Sunday, so I will be watching them somewhere in the morning. I got a Valorant key, so I'll be playing Valorant and feeding the fuck out of that game. I know I will. So that's going to do it, guys. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Be sure to check out the pick show, which is going to go up on Thursday before the matches. It will be up. Check it out. If you're on YouTube, definitely hit a like, hit a subscribe for us. That would be great. Thank all you guys that have subscribed lately. It's been fantastic. Thank you very much. We love your support, and we're very, very appreciative of it. And all of your likes, all the comments, all the conversations we're having. Keep it up. Join our Discord. We're in and out on Discord. So, just come on in. We'll talk matches. And even, if you're into the wagering side, which is starting to be a thing a little bit, come on in and talk to us. I'm a betting guy. I grew up with betting NFL and weird things like I was a big NHL fan. I still am, but I bet a lot of hockey. I love doing that stuff. I love talking lines and wagering and that kind of stuff. So if you're into that, come on in. If if you guys just want to get together and play some matches, you're bored. I'll feed. I'm down. You can watch me, Leroy Jenkins. I don't care. That's going to be me in Valorant. I'm going to figure that out. I figured out my guy. I think I'm going to play Phoenix because I can actually Leroy Jenkins without any fucking repercussions as long as I have my ultimate. I do like the guns in that. Just to get on a weird side note, the guns in Valorant, I like the. A lot of people are saying that there's a less recovery time. I like the way they feel. They feel a lot better than CSGO. That aside, we will talk to you guys later. Have a good one. See you on the next one.
Catch you guys on the next one. Later.